This is David Wheaton. The following is a short take from the Christian Worldview radio program. You can hear the full program at thechristianworldview.org. But it seems like evangelical Christians in the UK are much more anti-Israel and pro-Palestinian. Is that the case? And if so, why?
Yes, I think more so. I think it's still reasonably split, I could say, among sort of Bible-believing evangelicals. So I wouldn't go too far with that. I would say mainstream and the more liberal side of the church, very much so. But we do see even within more what you might call theologically conservative, and I use that term broadly here, not sort of more hardline, but just even within, those that would affirm scripture and generally hold to an orthodox view of the atonement, things like that, they would still be very split on that issue. And why is that? I think it goes back to essentially an embrace of some Marxist critical theory tenets of the idea of the oppressed and the oppressor, and this sort of innate justice that those who are perceived to be marginalized or impoverished, that they seem to have just by definition of being in a greater degree of personal or national distress. So I think that's very much the issue when it comes to the UK and this particular issue in UK Christianity, because when you embrace that idea, it doesn't matter too much what, let's say, Hamas espouses as its very clear reason for existence. So it doesn't matter too much that they say from the river to the sea and that they want to eradicate all the Jews from the land of Israel. And Israel, on the other hand, I agree, are a flawed nation and not a Christian nation, and many things I would like to see them do differently, but nonetheless are definitely nowhere near as genocidal in their rhetoric or what they do. If they wanted to be, they could be much, much, much worse than they are. That doesn't mean there aren't individual bad actions or even bad orders that are given. But I think that the fact that the Palestinians are more impoverished, for some reason the UK church seems to think that that means they are therefore more righteous just by definition. And to me it does go back to those sort of Marxist underpinnings and just the uncritical acceptance of that by a lot of the UK church.
This has been a short take from the Christian Worldview radio program. To hear the full program and connect with this nonprofit radio ministry, go to thechristianworldview.org. I'm David Wheaton.